I have faith in you.
All right. All right. Well, all right. Here we go. Everyone, thanks for joining me. I haven't done one of these live conversations with somebody in a while. I've done a couple of them, but my low-tech setup doesn't seem to allow for ease of conversations live. But we are here with my buddy, Blood Force Mitch. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. I've wanted to take this chance to chat with you because you've got a crowdfunder, and I'm a little bit of a fan of it. And I wanted
I've
to,
noticed.
yeah, I want to see it be successful. And we thought that it would be a good idea to just have a conversation where people could see us and we could just talk about it and make it all about your project and get people's eyes on it because I like that phrase, rising tides raise all ships, right? You know,
Absolutely, man.
it helps each other out. We all kind of benefit from that. So anyway, um, give the elevator pitch to your comic that you're doing.
I'm still working on this part. All right.
Right.
Blood Force is it's a satiric love letter to 90s extreme comics. That's usually the most basic sum up.
Yeah.
So I dig drawing in over the top 90s style. I just kind of picked it up a few years back, or I'll try it out again a few years back, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it. At the same time, I enjoy poking fun at it because it gets to be kind of stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's, I mean, like in 90s extreme comics and satire just kind of works together perfectly for me. I think a lot of people would dig that.
Yeah. The first time we did a live stream together, I think I asked the same question. You had a quick kind of like
Yeah.
scripter, like it's like 90s extreme characters except dumber.
Yep. Pretty much.
That, yeah, and I thought that was perfect. I'm like, oh, I'm sold. Yeah. So I was watching your channel for a while, and I'd watch you make your artwork, and I was like, well, that looks awesome. And I heard you talk about it, but then about what 2 months ago, you me the link to where I was able to read the first 4 issues, and
Yeah.
I've made no bones about it. I made a whole video about it on my channel, and but I just found it the most entertaining thing I've read in a long time. And no, Mitch is not paying me to say that. Like that,
No, I don't have the money for that anymore.
right? I know. Right? It was like the perfect balance of everything I wanted to see. Because, like you, I grew up in the '90s, and I like those '90s style comics and that over the top art. But taking and poking fun at it, um, it just works. And I don't know that I've seen anybody pull it off in the way that you've been doing. I mean, have you seen anybody else try to do a? I mean, I guess they're out there. I don't know where has somebody tried to do a '90s kind of comic, but a parody like you've done here?
Usually, what I see people try, it's a straight up parody. So something like Splitting Image, or there was that what was it? There was that Liefeld Youngblood parody thing you looked at a while back,
Yeah,
where they're going over the top with like cartooniness and trying to make it very very clear, like spell it out on every page, like this is a joke, this is a joke.
yeah,
And I'm not as big a fan of that. I like to, like, wait a minute, did the writer intend for that to be a joke? I like to be kind of, like left to figure it out for myself. I'm a big fan of satires like Paul Verhoeven satires, like RoboCop or
yeah.
Starship Troopers, that kind of thing, where they don't wink at the audience. It's all done completely straight faced, but the things that are happening in it are ridiculous. That's my thing particularly.
It almost has a perfect balance of like you're not that you're taking it seriously, but it's not like a Mad Magazine parody. It's a team of
No,
superheroes, and it's got all the kind of the tropes, and you're showing everything in a comic like we would see, but the dialogue, the setup, and the payoff. I mean, if I think if you were, I think the magic to your thing is if you were to just look at the art, you might just go, it's just another 90s kind of homage thing. We've seen that. But the magic is read it,
yeah,
read the thing. And
that
it's the
that
dialogue.
was kind of a that was kind of a motivation for it, where I kind of want, like, if somebody's not paying attention, to be able to just pick it up and go, okay, okay, it's a standard image thing.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh yeah, I got him. All right, take a, do another couple of read throughs. Let's see if you pick it up.
yeah, yeah. So I think we're basically the same age. I think you're just a few years younger than me, but so we kind of grew up reading the same kind of stuff. Did
Yeah,
because you're up in Canada, right?
yeah.
What were comics released in the exact same kind of day as they were in the States, to your knowledge? Were they all
As far as I know, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Wednesday's still comic book day up here and everything.
right?
But and yeah, it wasn't like if you were in like the UK or something and something was months or years behind.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, we were all getting it at the same time.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite book or a favorite artist in the 90s when you were younger reading them?
Well, like when I first started reading them, like Jim Lee, I'd say was my guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because like when I first started getting serious about, okay, I'm going to start picking these things up every month. Jim Lee was on Uncanny X-Men. Mark Silvestri was on Wolverine. Will Spertasio was on X Factor. Dale Keown was on Incredible. Like, it was just, you're spoiled for choice.
Yes.
Um, but no, Jim Lee was kind of my guy because I don't know, there's just a sturdiness to it that the other guys didn't have. Like, his finish is unbelievable. I've kind of criticized his page layouts and some, like, well, his writing for on Divine Right. But I don't think there's too many finishers who are much better than Jim Lee. So you get somebody who can help him out with page layouts, like, when he was doing Uncanny X-Men, he was getting Will Portasio to help him out. And I'll like Uncanny 275 is still, I think, the best thing he's ever drawn.
Which one is
So
that?
it's got like a triple gatefold cover with all the X-Men in the yellow and blue uniforms.
It's 275?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
it's such a great issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know that I really pattern him after or pattern myself after him that much, but it's always been kind of in the back of my mind. Like, this is what, a professional comic artist looks like, and this is what you should kind of be aiming for all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the same. When there was a time many, many years when Jim Lee was just untouchable.
Yeah.
And retrospectively, I look back on it, it's kind of like I think those last issues of Uncanny X-Men he did are kind of it was peaked, and then it's just been diminishing returns of varying degrees ever since. And
Yeah. I'd say he poured like the last he had into X-Men #1. I think he wanted that to be like a statement book.
yeah, yeah,
And so he might have gotten some help with that one too. I haven't taken a look at it in a while, but
yeah,
I like every page in that is a freaking poster,
yeah,
you know. And it's a lot of fun. And then after that, yeah, it did seem like he ran out of steam, and he's just kind of doing it because that's what his job is.
yeah, yeah. So we get to be spoiled with all that stuff, and then Image Comics starts, and man, that was such a magical time, and it's all that fuel for what we're both kind of doing right now. We want to, I assume, kind of what you're doing and what I'm kind of doing is I want to do the best version of that type of stuff I can, but I'm also trying to make it. We're having fun. I'm not trying to write it like
Yeah.
it's serious. It felt like so many of those books, those writers were trying to write this deadly serious, important, life changing, emotional comic, and it just sucks.
Well, yeah. Well, they all grew up on Hama, or well, not Hama, on Claremont, right?
Right,
And they were all big on like Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen, which would both only come out like 5 years previous
right.
to Image starting. So I mean, they all had that in their heads. Like, this is what comics should be.
Yeah,
It should be this kind of like just overwrought, super dramatic, kind of, grim and gritty stuff.
yeah,
And it's like, does anybody here know how to write that? It's like, well, no, but we can pretend.
yeah. Yeah, at the time it all seemed kind of fine, but going back and look at it, I'm just like, wow, there's nothing here, and it's so
Yeah.
hollow. But I feel like all the image guys, I think all the concepts that they come up with, I actually think are decent concepts, but just with the exception of, in my opinion, Savage Dragon, none of them capitalized on the potential of any of it at all.
Yeah, no, I'd say, like, Eric Larson's probably gotten about as much out of that as anybody could have possibly expected.
Yeah,
Um,
going at
no,
it,
I've said before, like, Liefeld, is not too bad at coming up with concepts.
sure.
You
Yeah,
know, he can't execute, and he can't find anybody who can, but, like, the initial idea, like, he's usually got something,
yeah,
so
something there, but manifesting that to becoming something that like you really remember beyond. I think I find a lot of people, they remember their Image comic days with so much fondness, but I feel like a lot of it's kind of like childhood nostalgia. Like, this was my
yeah.
childhood and it was so fun and I was so excited every
Well,
week.
it was, like, so exciting to because it had so much potential, and it's like these comics could easily be the best comics on the market if they can reach their full potential, and they never really did, but, like, that it's interesting kinda thinking back to just how exciting those first, like, few months or a year were,
Yeah,
where it's just like, "Man, this is just the greatest time in comics."
yeah. Then it just never really, like, you go back and think about it, I'm like, my memories of them are the excitement of the moment and the excitement of the art, but not like that story grabbed me. And there's several comic stories like you where I'm like, I remember that story and it stuck with me, but none of those
Mm,
ones really did for that first while. So, but
yeah.
it's like fuel for us to like, I want to make that, but I want to make the good version of it. That probably sounds really pretentious in a way, but if you're going to make a thing, you should be making something that, you should at least think other people would want to see, you know?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, again, it comes back to that potential, like, the potential never got filled. It doesn't mean nobody can fill the potential, you know? Somebody else can take a crack at it easy. You can try and capture that energy. Anybody can try. So, hey, why not, why not us?
in a way, your book, you could kind of look at it as a young blood. It's a government ish,
Yeah,
right? Government team of heroes, without the celebrity aspect, but it also would fit. It would fit right in there with any of those Wildstorm or Top Cow or Extreme Studios books. Here's a team of cliche looking guys
yeah.
with great art, but it's the reading of the story and the way it kind of plays out that is
Yeah,
just
no, it's like if one of those old image guys had just hired a guy who thought all of this was just all so dumb and didn't let any of them know. Like, start writing the script, and it's like, it kind of works. It seems like you're doing something a little weird here. It's like, yeah, no, no, don't worry, it'll bring in the kids.
right. Yeah, yeah. Um, have you always been drawing? Have you always been an artist since you were younger?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like that's like earliest memories is drawing of some kind. Just didn't
Yeah.
have anything to put it into until I kind of found out about comics, and I was like, okay, this is going to be like everything I do now.
And so you've been working on this project for 3 years. Is that
Yeah,
correct? This
May of 2022 is when I started up on this.
was it just kind of on a whim? You're just like, let me just try a thing.
Yeah, totally. It's like I don't know. I was talking with my brother, and we were like banding. I don't know. We were undoubtedly making fun of Image because we did a lot of that, and just kind of banding around ideas. Like for okay, what's like an okay idea for a script, like for a basic plot. And it's like, yeah, this one works kind of. And then we start coming up with dumb names because that's fun. You just come up with names that aren't quite good enough to be like characters. And it's like, okay, let me see if I can draw one of these in an Image style. And take a couple cracks at that. And it's like, hey, why don't I just draw the comic and see how that works out?
Right. Just try it.
Yeah,
Just do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's stopping me.
Next thing you know, what, 3 years in, you've got 5 issues, right? You've
Yeah.
completed number five. Is that right?
Just wrapping up issue 5 now. I got maybe 3 pages left to draw on it.
Are all the books, do you have a set page count? Always kind of curious. Or do you just draw it until you've reached the end, regardless of page count? Or do you set a
Yeah,
limit?
no, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I write until the story basically makes sense to end. And Yeah, there's probably like a couple of unnecessary pages in there, but like as long as I'm over 22, I think I'm fine. Usually they get up to like 25, 26, 27.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But I
just
mean, I just gotta theoretically when I'm going to the printer get an extra page to throw in there into the binding.
yeah. I mean, a couple extra pages from my experience, from what I've done, doesn't really make much of a difference. I'd rather put in what I want to be in the book, um,
Mhm.
and have it tell the story that I want rather than like
Yeah, I mean,
to constrict it to 22 pages or whatever. So I'm gonna have to start cutting stuff out. If I don't
yeah,
have any kind of restrictions, that's what I do.
yeah.
And
And I mean, like getting a couple extra pages, I don't think anybody's gonna complain too much about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, the when I was working on my fan comic, I had no concern for page count. That's how I ended up with this.
Yeah, how thick are those?
This one, the last one, it's 137 pages, but there's a bunch of stuff in the back that's like
Yeah.
back
Oh yeah,
matter
yeah.
text and
Nice.
pin up. So it's 128 pages of art. I want to tell the story I want to tell. I don't care how big it has to be. So maybe I should start making a point to factor that in. But
For sure.
I also kind of, as a guy who wants to read other people's works, if somebody made a book like this in terms of thickness, I'd be
Yeah.
fine with it. I kind of like the idea of getting a significant amount of work
Oh
for a
yeah.
time purchase. Like I'm fine with that. So
You're gonna be sitting down with that for a while.
right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's number six. All of them together are a stack this big. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff.
That's wild stuff, man.
Yeah. So you've got a crowdfunder going. It's about 2 weeks in. You're about halfway into it, right?
Yeah. I think we got 16 days left, and we're at 73%
Nice.
for funding. So yeah, no, like getting very close. I'm like watching it hourly to see if it can bump up to 75, because I think at that point Kickstarter puts it on its almost funded page, which would get
Oh
more eyes on it.
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing one eventually, and I'm sure I'm going to be just like you. I'm going to be watching it every second. But come on, go. Is it
Yep.
working? Is it working? Is it going to get there? It's got to be a little nerve wracking, I would imagine.
Sometimes, yeah. It's a bit of a roller coaster. And, like I beforehand, I give myself all the pep talks I want. We're just like, okay, there's going to be days where nothing happens, and it's okay if it's like, it's up and then it's down, and then you're waiting for something to happen. It's like it's all well and good to say that, and then it happens, and it's like, why isn't it moving?
Right. Right. Yeah. I think most of these things, because, if you've got kind of like, you've got a YouTube channel, I've got one. So we've got a little bit of a built in audience. When you
Yeah,
start the Kickstarter, I imagine those people who are your crew, they're going to grab it. So you kind of start out strong, but then it kind of, hits
yeah,
this.
that's the thing. Now it's all about because like I've got I definitely would have or did a lot better than I would have if I hadn't had 3 years of making videos and doing live streams and all that beforehand.
Sure.
But like that's the first couple of days. That's when all those guys jump on,
Yeah.
and then ever since then, it's just trying to constantly get the word out wherever I can, and say maybe you didn't see this, but
Right.
and
Yeah.
hoping somebody goes, okay, well, hey, yeah, no, sure, I can take a look at that.
Yeah. And then you hope your crew out there, I'm sure a good chunk of them, I know I try to, anytime you share something, I try to reshare it and send it along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know
No,
if
there's a bunch of people doing that. It's awesome.
you saw, and it's okay if you didn't, but I put up a video a couple days ago where I got some original artwork, but I put up right at the beginning a little ad for your crowdfunder at the beginning of my video.
Oh shoot, I missed that one. Yeah,
All
I gotta
right.
check that out.
I don't expect anybody to watch everything I do, but I did put one up there a couple days ago trying to push people towards it. And I know one person, at least one person, come because I sent them, because they said, "Hey, I went and joined that because of your recommendation." I'm like, "Yes, I send them one."
Yes, that's awesome.
Right?
Yeah, no, I get one in a day, and it's just like, oh, thank God it's moving.
Right. Yeah.
That's great. That wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for today.
But you're pretty close. Would you say you're almost 75% there?
Yeah, just about.
I mean,
So
that's not bad, right? That's doing all right. I've seen other ones not come,
yeah,
you know,
Well,
And
I was checking the other day because it's you get all like, okay, I got to be able to do something to it to be able to boost it, and
yeah,
I'm like checking on ChatGPT, just like, okay, how many Kickstarters get to 75% and then don't get funded? It's not very many apparently, so it's like, okay, so I'll probably be okay. I, I just got to like try and get them over this little hump, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
yeah, yeah. And so you've got 4 covers available, right,
Yep,
to the book, like an original one, and then a redraw of
yep.
that one. And maybe if I do some editing right, maybe I'll be able to throw up an image when I edit this together. I'll be able to throw up an image of those. And
Probably.
then you got the always necessary cheesecake hot girl cover.
Well, you can't get by without it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Who if you didn't have one, people would be like, "Who does this guy think he is? Like, what is
I
Kickstarter?"
know, right? Just you're gonna just like wow us with speed lines, man. I've seen speed lines.
Yeah, right. And then you've got a variant one with Mike McMahon. He did
Yeah,
a he did one. I've actually got one from him that I'm going to have for my crowdfunder too. He did one for my insane project that I'm doing. But I've got a variant cover from him, so I've got that banked, and I'm looking forward to that too. So he's a good artist. He's a good guy. It's nice to see that
yeah, for sure.
part
No,
of it.
Mike's awesome.
Yeah. And then you've got some original art up for sale, or you've got any page to the issue one available. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
Uh,
much.
so yeah. So I mean, like, I just kind of limited it to maybe like a couple pages less because some of them there's some writing on. 'Em. So maybe people don't want that. So, like, and I try to do the lettering on a couple of them to start with
Right.
before I kind of change my mind and switch back. But yeah, no, most of them I'd say are available, and including all the best pages. And
Right.
also, 2 of the covers were up. One of them has been claimed though, so it's just the cheesecake original art cover now. That's available.
Okay. Yeah. Is the one that sold, is that the one where you got your character with the gun pointing towards you with the skull on the
Yeah.
front? Is that the one that sold?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That it's so brilliant. I saw it when you posted it, and I know we've talked about this, but I'm like, to my knowledge, no one has done that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that where it's like he's holding like some handgun, but like I've got a plastic toy replica here. This is not a real thing. This is a toy plastic replica. But
Yeah.
the end of the gun is shaped like a skull, like a pointy skull. And I was like, that's brilliant, especially
Yeah.
for the
I was doing it in on one of the live streams, and the guys in the chat were like, "Oh shit, that looks like some Warhammer 40K shit."
so did you kind of come up with it in the moment? It just organically, just kind of like you didn't plan to do it, but it just
No, yeah, no. I mean, that's how most of the stuff on Blood Force goes. I was just like trying to draw like 2 ports for a laser blast or something, and I'm like, wait a minute, those look a little bit like eyes. Wait, I think I can do something here.
yeah. It's just little things like that that just stand out. That's just like, oh man, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
And I
that's
have to
fun.
say that your book, having read it, one of the things that I feel like, because I've read a lot of independent books, and I think something that a lot of people struggle with, like there's a lot of artists who can do pretty flashy art, but
Sure.
there's 2 things I really think that you kind of naturally sell. I mean, have you drawn any sequential pages seriously before this book?
A little bit. I did some mini comics when I was a kid, like 17 or whatever. Did 3 or 4 of those. And when I was older, I tried putting together some missions and stuff that never really got anywhere.
Sure.
But yeah, like, yeah, a little bit of practice, but less than 100 pages total, I would say.
The storytelling is like phenomenal, like especially for
Oh,
basically a first book. Like there wasn't a single time when I was flipping through that thing, I'm like not able to follow what's going on. Everything led into the next panel. The big, exciting, explosive, energetic pages flowed perfectly. Like any of those Extreme Studio guys would be jealous. And it just
thanks, man.
some people just can't do storytelling. They just draw
Yeah,
big, pretty pictures. But to tell it, especially in those quiet moments where you've got your character like Hawkstab going to talk to the girl, so he's walking down the hallway.
yeah.
telling all the things he's saying out loud, all the cool shit he's gonna try to say to the girl before he gets there. Like, I'm just like, this is so funny. It works so well.
Yeah,
And the dialogue itself, some people can't write natural sounding dialogue, and it works. So I'm like, you've got like these two major components that a lot of people miss. A lot of artists, like I said, can just draw big, cool imagery, but they
yeah.
can't storytelling or write dialogue that works. And like, you've got it. So
Thanks, man. Well, I
yeah,
mean, like, I figure with the videos I put out for the reviews and everything, a lot of the time I'm critiquing the storytelling. Like, I better be able to kind of use that then if I, you know,
well, I would imagine for you, it's kind of like me. I think it's like sitting down and looking at it and talking about it and seeing the same things over and over and over. It starts putting ideas in your head of like, this
yeah.
shouldn't be this way, or this should be that way. Like, here's a, I've got a video coming. It's either tomorrow or the next day, and I wonder if you agree with me on this. I'll see if I can show this.
Looks
So
like tech.
we've got Wolverine drawn by Tex, and so you've
Yeah,
got Wolverine on this side. He's looking this way, but
yeah,
in the next panel, he's yelling at the guy. But the panel below it, he's facing the other direction, pointing
yeah.
the other way.
It does kind of look like he's yelling at Jubilee there. Yeah.
He's yelling at the person behind him. I literally made that whole point in my video. It's just
Wow.
like a storytelling flow thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was just I recorded the video on this book last night, and I'm like, it's backwards. And this is text.
Kind of. It's a little weird to see that from text too.
He knows what he's doing, but
Yeah.
I
Um.
that type of stuff, the flow of the characters falling through the page, if they're on the left side looking to the right, then subsequent panels should kind of follow that flow. They're on the left looking right until they
Unless you're trying to interrupt the flow,
sure.
which
Yeah.
you can do, but it has to be intentional.
Yeah, yeah, you have to know what you're doing. So, yeah, I just really enjoyed that parts of your book, like that the
Yeah.
storytelling was awesome, the dialogue was great, and then the thing that makes me most nervous for my own stuff is I think about comedians writing jokes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I come up with stuff in my head that in that moment I thought was the funniest thing I've ever thought of. But then
Yeah.
trying to like explain it to somebody, it suddenly becomes not funny because it loses
Yeah.
the spontaneity of it. So I don't understand how comedians or people who write humor, how do you keep a joke feeling fresh? I don't know. But I
Yeah.
say it because all the gags in your book, I don't think there was one that didn't land at least a little bit. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't any that felt
There's probably
so.
one or two where it's just like, okay, that was a little too subtle. But I mean, it's you caught most of them on the read through there.
Yeah, I don't think there was any that didn't work. It either was kind of like, oh, that was kind of funny, or some that I'm not joking. I know I've told you, but for anyone watching, I literally had to put my, because I was reading a PDF on my phone at work. I had to put my phone down because I was laughing and I had tears in my eyes because it was just so funny to me. I was just like this. And so
I
I'm
love
like,
that shit, man.
he got me once. So I kept going, and you got me like two other times. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is so funny. This is so good. So you know, yeah, like I've said before, I'm like, you've kind of made the exact kind of book that I want to be making and I'm working on. So you've kind of set the precedent.
Amen.
You've set the
We
bar.
can always use more of those kind of books. So
Yeah, I'm doing a 90s parody homage thing with as good a art as I can produce.
yep.
Um, and humor, and mine's a little bit more adult. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lean into it. I'm just gonna go this ridiculous direction for just a minute and just see how
Oh,
it.
yeah, no. I
But
think the best thing you can do is just make a comic aimed at yourself. You know, like that. This is what I want to see in a comic. So I'm going to put everything I want to see in a comic,
well, the
and
was already
somebody's going to dig that.
yeah. The precedent was already set by somebody else because I'm doing a parody follow up to a different comic by another artist. Some of
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about. But I'm like, they already set up the precedent and then they never finished it. So I'm going to finish it.
Oh well, yeah. There.
And,
That's
but,
the Bloodstrike Brutalists
yeah,
theory there.
yeah. So I'm like, I'm just going to take it to its logical conclusion
Yeah.
in terms of being over the top ridiculous. So hopefully it works. I'm kind of nervous for it, but
All you
I'm
can do is try them. You know.
I'm not nervous for yours because I think it's great.
Oh, thanks, man.
I think it's fantastic, and I think anyone watching, if you're interested in supporting an independent creator and you want a book that's done, like there's no wait for it. You're not like, hey, I've got 5 pages drawn. You know,
Yeah,
I hate
I
those.
got a whole bunch of character sketches in a cover.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever support something like that. I would like it. Like I'm waiting until the art is all done on mine before I even attempt
Yeah,
anything. It's going to be all drawn. So all we have to do is like crowdfund who wants a copy and then print it, and there you go. And
yeah,
I think that builds up goodwill for people
I
and
think so.
don't want to support you even
Well,
further.
it's like a selling point, right?
Yeah.
Like just you don't have to wait extra time. We're not there. There's no, I don't know. Yeah, everything's been completed before we did our due diligence before we started up the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it just works for people.
Yeah, so that's yeah, anyone watching that watches my channel, I'll have a link in the description for this. Go check it out. Go give it a look see. And
Get us over that 75% mark.
yeah, let's push
We need
them.
a couple bucks
Let's
to
push
get there.
getting fully funded. Let's get a independent book, and you're working towards getting it colored. You have it in black and white, but the goal is to have it fully colored.
Yeah, yeah. I got a guy who's all ready to go on that. We just need to hit the stretch goal, which we
I
might still be able to hit.
the Kalba, is that his name? The colorist?
Lee Calvin. Yeah,
Kalba. Right. I remember. I just wanted to make sure. He's from what I've seen, he's done all the coloring on the cover, and he did a few like preview pages.
sample pages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah. He
like
did all that stuff, and it all looked great. It's pretty much exactly what I was looking for.
yeah. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I feel like you're going to make it. I feel like you're going to get there, and I'm glad
I
to see
hope so.
that.
It seems likely, but you never know. But yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it's looking positive. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's kind of looking on the up and up. I know I kind of mentioned a while ago. I was like, when are you going to print this up? And you were kind of like, I don't know. Shipping is the thing.
sometime maybe.
Work. It's easier said than done, but looks like we're going to be getting it, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. So,
Yeah,
um,
for sure, man.
what else?
I want to thank you for actually for doing that video on it because that the video itself and the responses from the comments over that was one of the things that kind of pushed me towards okay, maybe people would actually be willing to buy that thing. All right, we can give it a shot.
Yeah, the comics I review where they're independent titles don't usually do as well as like an X-Men or a Batman for the obvious reason, but that one
For
I
sure,
think has the highest view count of any indie book I've reviewed.
which
I'm
is sick.
I'm almost certain, and by a long shot, like by a large margin. I don't think any
Yeah,
other indie book I've looked at has come close. So that made me happy. Got over
yeah,
it's like 1,100 views, you know.
yeah, for sure.
So I was glad to see that. I was glad to see that. So
Me
um,
too, very much. So.
yeah. So do you have tell people where they can find you? Your social medias where they can find you?
Oh, for sure. Well, okay. The link is in the description for the Kickstarter itself. You can also find me on YouTube. I think I'm Team Blood Force there. One of the problems with coming up with a generic name is that I can't get any of the domains that I want. So it's Team Blood Force on YouTube. There is a link to the link tree there, but I'm also on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. I've got a Discord server. Um, I should pull up my link tree actually and find out what exactly else I've got. I've got other stuff. Oh, you also can follow me on Instagram. Um, yeah, that's those are the big ones anyway that I can think of.
Okay.
Oh, I've also got a Facebook page that I recently put up.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm posting to there pretty regularly.
Yeah. And I'll link all of those in the description for it so people can find you. So I don't know, did I miss anything? Anything else out there to throw out there before we wrap up?
No, I think that should probably do it, man. Thanks.
Yeah, well, thanks for doing the video chat with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing the book, obviously.
Yeah, me too. Be
Yeah,
nice to actually have physical copies to put on the board for next time. It's like, look,
yeah.
it's an actual comic you can buy.
I was going to say it's probably going to be a unique thing when you actually get it physically in your hand. Every time
Yeah,
I got copies of my stuff and I get to hold it, I'm like, this was a year plus of work, and I'm holding it, and it's done. It's in the rear view mirror. It's complete. It's so fun to be able to hold the thing.
I'm
Like
looking forward to it, man. That's gonna be wild.
so. All right. Well, I guess that's all I've got for now. So we'll wrap this up. And thank you, Mitch, for coming on the channel.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me.
Yep. And then thank you, everyone. And I'll catch you on the next one.